Hello, fabulous Scorpio. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of October 2015, General Focus. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. This month, we have got some surprising elements taking place. All of us, in some way, are going to have a moment of awakening. And usually, for most of us, it'll be facilitated through another person as well. Most of us are likely to have an awareness that ultimately changes some key area of life and makes it much more honest. And a lot of this is thanks to a new moon taking place smack dab in the middle of the month. And this new moon is standing right across the sky from Uranus. But here's what's really interesting. This particular new moon is happening in a part of the sky for you that is largely quiet, okay? So it's a part of the sky for you that has to do with sort of what's happening on unconscious levels and on very private levels at that. At the same time, Uranus standing across the sky is in a part of the sky for you that has to do with your day in and day out, right? Your workplace, the little things that you're doing to take care of yourself. So when I see this particular new moon taking place, I think that because there's this awakening element to it, the possibility of you coming to know something, whether it's of yourself or somebody else, and know something or some developments that are taking place, very likely in the workplace, that end up surprising you, seem to be one of the more dominant ways that this energy will be realized. So be mindful of that, and be mindful of that for yourself especially. If there is something that you know that you don't really want to be talking about at work, then make sure you're not talking about it at work. Because if ever there was a time when it was the workplace that ended up revealing a lot of things that have been hidden, this would be it. But it's also about you. It might not be your secret, right? And I actually think that the much more likely scenario is that you are going to come to find out that there are changes taking place in your workplace that surprise you, that you didn't see coming. Changes that represent new beginnings. Maybe it's new supervisors. Maybe it's a new way of doing things, new management, new culture stepping in. But it does seem to take you a moment to realize, like, what's going on here? Okay, things are changing. Things are now moving in a new direction. And as you sense that things are moving in a new direction, it's going to be up to you to decide if these are changes that you're good with, that you want to flow with or not. In some key way, it does look like new people are entering the picture. They're going to bring brand new ideas with them, and that may or may not sit right with you. It may eventually, though, sit right with you. It's all about how you choose to adapt to it or not. Here's something else really fascinating that is taking place next month as well, or rather in October as well. I'm recording this in September. And that is the fact that your modern ruling planet is Pluto. And Pluto will begin having a series of rare conversations, supremely harmonious conversations with Jupiter. Now, this, I think, is going to be part of defining Jupiter in the sign of Virgo. It's blessing at least one area of life for all of us. I spoke about this in the Jupiter special horoscopes. For you, this is specifically oriented towards friends, and friends facilitating great blessings to you and for you as well. Well, this is a key time that is about to happen. And so as changes are taking place in the workplace, talk it out. Talk it out with someone you trust, talk it out with a friend, because I really think that is going to make all the difference to help you understand what your options are and to help you understand what it is that you really want to do. But more importantly, the smart way forward. How are you going to implement the changes? So if you know that the changes are really about you, it's about you needing to adapt and accept and to really trust that these changes are for the higher good, for your higher good, and are going to help you. If that's what you sense and that's what you come to believe, then your friends will help you in that pathway forward. But if you come to understand that actually you want to be part of something else, that will also, a strategy will develop around that, and friends are going to play a key part in that. But this is part of a larger dance that is going to continue into the first part of the next year. And so your friends are going to be key in helping you to adjust to some very powerful changes that ultimately will lead you to greater wealth and a greater sense of self and a greater sense of confidence as well. One other way that this energy could play out, a small, very small percentage of you, this energy might play out actually in terms of your health, health habits, and there might be like something very sudden might come up and it will pass just as quickly, okay? And it might involve needing to connect with a health professional. It might involve needing to connect with a health professional very quickly. But as I said, it seems to move on as well. And what I really like is because there's such strong placements of your ruling planet, it tells me that very likely the resolution will come very quickly, like it will pass just as quick as it showed up. And very likely you will be made better for the experience. Short and sweet, but tremendous learning as well. So small percentage of you out there might experience it in that realm. As we move towards the end of the month, that really is where, well, look, you'll be feeling it even sooner. And a lot of the energy that's happening before, that's happening after, is going to speak to your experiences in love. And so I'll focus on that more in the love-focused horoscope, because there's lots that's going to be happening on the relationship level for you. But what I really love about this month for you is, while there is, yes, there's love that's sweet, love that's making you wonder, love that's making you feel alive, love that's making you feel loved and cared for, and that you have somebody there for you. While you have that, right? So that's one part of your life. You also have this other part of your life that is saying, take care of you. Think about your ideas. Think about what you really want to do. What do you want to dedicate your time to? What is it that really matters? You have another area of life that is saying you have people around you who trust you, who support you, and they want you to shine, and they want you to be stronger than you've known yourself to be before. Your friendships are changing. The right ones are being made much stronger, and those that have served their purpose will be evolving and will be moving on as well. And if there's anything your sign understands, it is this idea of evolving. It is this idea that you have something within you that you can trust, something very essential, and that at all times your environment will reflect, and the people in your environment will reflect where you are in terms of your own growth and your own needs. But because you're evolving, because you're changing, sometimes that means that the environments change as well. Sometimes that means that the people change as well. But that's okay, because you have what matters most. You truly have yourself. The work that you're doing this month is going to affirm many things within you, in your heart, in your spirit, and in your life, in your practical lived experience. And it is going to be next month that everything that you glean now, everything that you gather now, really helps you to facilitate a wonderful, bold, and beautiful beginning.